Hello, this is John Wayne Mercure, the Sonneteer from the Society of Living Poets in beautiful, gorgeous Chandler, Arizona. You'd like it here. Eternal summer. I mean, it's a miracle. Everything's air conditioned. Everything's new. Everything's beautiful. What's not to like? Anyway, I just got through watching part of that America Has Talent, and it's a beautiful show. America does have talent. Everybody has talent. That's what the Society of Living Poets is trying to say. Your whole life is a poem. Write about your talents. Write. Every little town, every little hamlet, every little city, burg should have a talent show. Lots of them. Why? Just to show off. I saw a talent show when I was like 10 years old, and I still remember it. It was great. I didn't realize there were that many talented people within the immediate few cities, few little towns. And it was wonderful. Talent. Everybody has to have talent and get paid for their talent. That's what capitalism is. The honoring of talent. Everybody has talents. I saw that 9-year-old girl, Evangeline Hale. Amazing. Amazing. She had a kidney transplant. She's 9 and she sings like that. It's written in scripture. She learned to sing like that many lives ago. You can't buy that, I don't care. But it's written. They can't learn that kind of harmony and tone and beauty of the melody in just one life. It takes many lives. That's why she's only 9, because she's been alive many, many times before. And so have you, to showcase your talents. That's why you're here. Please. And if you're having a hard time showcasing your talents, don't give up. Work itself is a form of prayer. Who said that? Marilyn Monroe. Anyway, this sonnet is number 943, and it's telling you, keep on swimming. Never give up. Excrement. I mean, no profanity, no smut in any of my writings. I can't do that. I don't need to, and neither do you. Excrement. Boy, I cleaned that up. I mean, poop coming down in a blinding hurricane. It's so bad you think you need to wear a hat. Discouragement is epidemic. Despair is all around you. Daily combat. You got to struggle to stay afloat. Bills are due. Crushing bills. Crippling mortgage. Jungle of concrete and steel. Evil-eyed strangers. Silent rage. Don't forget to set the alarm when you go to bed. You'll get 5 hours of sleep if you're lucky. Want more excuses? Just get you fired? Are you ready to self-destruct by any little thing you do? A flat tire at the worst possible moment? You gotta run to catch a bus. At work, tension is so thick. It's a warlike atmosphere. Utter distress. Multitask. That's what you need to do. Multitask. It's just another trick to get you to work much harder. You really can only do one thing at a time and do it right. The sky seems cloudy, although it's beautifully azure blue. Your throat is choked with anger. Your stomach hurts. Diarrhea threatening to kick in. Oh, it's having gas with lumps. Oh my God, what an awful thought. Dizzy nausea. Wrecked health keeps declining. Too many sick days accrued. You can't get sick anymore. Your health insurance is inadequate. You can't afford to ever get sick. Death sometimes seems attractive. Unbearable stress, creating lunatics, Looney Tunes. Your feet hurt. Carpal tunnel syndrome. Cramps. Blurry cataracts. Oh no. Meet despair in all its hideous nightmares. The torture rack. Little Hitler bosses. Beady-eyed tyrants. Simon Legree overseers. Bitter workforce. Employees wound up way too tight with fear. The fear of downsizing. Dreading reductions in force. Another word for getting fired. Fear of poverty. Dear money disappears like magic. Never enough for prosperity. The spinal column hurts like a nagging toothache. You got back problems. It's hard to breathe. Call for more production, unpaid overtime. You sit and seethe. The wolf is at the door. Creditors hound you each day and each night, engulfing your peace of mind with worry, your heart drowning in fright. Life is an emergency most grave. Fight on, you must. You have no choice. Strife dominates almost everyone's life. Challenges all of us. Keep your head clear. Hang on, if you can help it. No drugs or mind-numbing alcohol. You need a clear mind. You're knee-deep in troubles. So's everybody else. You got to battle on. Warriors, the struggle to enjoy life. Never, 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 never give up. Winston Churchill said that. Never yield. If you're going to go down fighting. Remember to be kind to your friends. They're having a hard time too, even if it doesn't show. They're struggling too. Conquer with study and work and new skills, upgrading your own ability to be worthy to be hired. Study, work, never give up laboring, never give up hoping. John Wayne Mercure, I wrote this sonnet, let's see, December the 31st, 2012. I'm telling you that because I know there's a lot of people right now, when times get tough, they really get discouraged. What you got to do when you get discouraged, and believe me, this works. Jesus says so, Publius Ovidius says so, all kinds of people say so. When you get feeling depressed, don't pop a pill. Go run 3 miles. Go work out. Go lift weights. Get busy with a hobby. So busy, you're so tired you fall into bed and you're out like a light. That's how you get over depression. Everybody gets depressed. It's a normal cycle. Just be busy with prosperous, positive things. Okay? That's how you get through that. This is one of the most important sonnets I ever did. I wish I could have you write your sonnets. I got 1,129. How many do you have? You got them in your heart somewhere. I want to see them. I want to see them for your grandkids. What have you done for your grandkids? What have you left for them? I want them to be able to say, gee, my grandfather wrote this a long time ago. And it's like he's here talking to me. Please. This is a hard, this sonnet. Sonnet number 945. We are instructed to seek God's face. It's Psalm 27, and it's the hardest commandment there is. There's 10 commandments. Those are hard enough. Those are not suggestions. They're commandments. But that Psalm 27, it says in there, you are instructed to seek my face. That's the hardest. I've been trying to do that for the last more than 60 years. Trying to see his face. To be worthy enough to see his face. It's bigger than all of the universes, and it's smaller than the smallest computer chip. He's everywhere. That's who he is. And I'm not worthy, I guess. I don't see his face, but I try. The hardest commandment of all. Thou shalt always seek my face. The most difficult to find, God's face. You got to reflect on what that means. You got to meditate. You got to study. Inner space in your heart, in your soul. Behold the beauty of the Lord. It's everywhere. There's so many beautiful things on this planet, and it's all God. There's so many beautiful things up there with the stars, and it's all God. He's everywhere. Behold the beauty of the Lord, the splendor surrounding all of us. We are told in ancient scriptures to consider miracles, to think about them, to bear witness to them. When you see them and witnesses, miracles are all around us. Everything is a miracle. Our immortal soul is earning our spiritual perfection. The power of thought itself, your mind, your conscience, is granted from heaven. Intellectual redemption. Redemption from indolence. Do something with your talents, serving a great and important purpose. The talents in yourself, your purpose. Ascension to the infinite light. from darkness to brightness. Consider well the harsh trials and tribulations of our human lives. Dirty secrets, clandestinely done. The conscience nagging like a nagging sharp razor blade knife. Suffering mistaken for injustice. The molten fires, they purify our souls. Learning that only the goal of our soul will remain. That is suffering's goal. That suffering has a purpose. To make sure that we are faithful, that we will always believe, no matter what, like Job. Reflect on the laws of mathematics, the laws of physics, the laws of chemistry, laws of geometry. They're all God's works, all that. Respect the complexities of those laws, the macrocosm of all the universes and the microcosm of the smallest computer chips, the majesty of all of that. It's all God. Gravity's magnetism, that's not an accident. The clockwork of orbits, the orbits, they don't crash into each other. It's just perfect, like an unbelievably huge clock. Azure blue firmament, the sky, it doesn't fly off into space. The stability of temperature, it's not 100 degrees hotter or colder. Think of that. If the temperature on this planet was 100 degrees hotter or 100 degrees colder on an average, we wouldn't even be here. The balance is too perfect. It's unbelievable. It's God. Give him credit. The Higgs boson, that's an assignment for you. Get on the internet and study up on the Higgs boson. That's God's particle. It's 1 trillion times smaller than atoms. It's so small it can't be seen, but it's there. It's big as all the vacuum space of the universe. It's 85% of our cosmos. Those little particles, they're little, but they're everywhere, and they go everywhere, and they're going through us right now, me and you, as we speak. Research Higgs boson. It's fascinating. The protoplast of all things, Higgs boson. The meat, the soul, permeating all existent creation. A vast interior of the inner body of God. It's all inside God. It's not just an accident. The heart of our God. The protoplast minute, rejuvenating all of creation. Part of consciousness, seeing God's vast celestial expansions. The rhythm of the heartbeat, that's not an accident. The miracle of precious life itself. Some have eyes and cannot see, brains and refuse to even know themselves. It's okay to doubt. John the Baptist had doubts in prison. Admit that Christ himself doubted on the cross. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me? God hadn't forsaken him, but he's telling us we're going to be tried by fire too. It's just not me up here on this cross. God's only Son suffered. So will we until we perfect our souls. The lifelong struggle to see God's face is our earthly purpose. Strong spirits persevere through suffering. Grace that is dauntless. Agnostics, atheists, heathen pagans, they look in their belly buttons for meaning in life. They're so full of themselves, they make me sick. They're too blind to look around themselves, thinking everything is an accident. Their very heartbeat is an accident. A sickness of their soul, focused on selfishness, so full of themselves. Ignorance in action. Brain sick with laziness. No thinking. Wallowing in dementia. Looney Tunes. Those people that just don't look up and think, man, who did this? Somebody did it. And if people that don't believe in a superior divine being, and you're not supposed to talk about it, what? No free speech? Shut up. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Well, I'm asking you to think. Think about it. Make up your own mind. That's what intellectual differences are. Make up your own mind. I respect you enough to tell you that out there in cyberspace. This is Sonnet number 945. It was the only coin she had. There's this terrific television show. It's called Spartacus, the new one. with it's an Australian and a New Zealand production, but it is fabulous. The new Spartacus. There's a girl in there. She is having sex with this real awful, awful gladiator. And this other girl says, "Why are you doing that?" And nobody would accept her. She was beautiful, but she really had nothing. And she said, "Everybody pays, and I pay with the only coin I have." And I thought about that a lot. Sometimes you can be driven to the point of with poverty that is so bad, you have to do unthinkable things just to survive. And that's what this sonnet is about. It was the only coin she had. I'm trying to understand. And so should you, other people's daughters. To starve or to eat, to live or to die, no roof, to be homeless, carve out bare subsistence living, hang on in dire distress. There's nowhere to hide. There's no one to care. A loveless, lonely existence. So a girl has to do what a girl has to do in order just to survive. You got to swallow hard. You got to choke it down. To do the unthinkable acts of desperation. You got to wallow in filth. You live in degradation. You take a fall, a nosedive if you don't. A long fall downward, a ticket to hell. You can't even manage ever to get out. Belonging nowhere, living in squalor, learning to do without. The only coin she had. She had no family, no education. She's a slow learner. Loneliness can kill, or so it seems. It hurts like hot torture, so she sells her body. Rough hands upon her, incessant shame and humiliation, embarrassment, going from man to man, beatings. She can't even remember all their names. To be cold, to be hungry, to have aches and pains, to have bad teeth. You're blue flesh from snowfall, and you're so cold, raggedy clothes, you're unable even to breathe. Your feet are hurting, your eyes are blurry, no shelter from the winter storms. Defeat forever, or so it seems, a world of perpetual harm. Born in a charity ward, in a hospital, state homes, foster homes, orphanages, molestations, rapes, scorned, abused, shunned, mercilessly teased, slow starvation, deprived of love. Poor, sad little girl, withering away inside. Inside her chest, fear strangles her heart. Emotional suicide. There's nowhere to run. Overwhelmed social services. Cold-hearted adults. Despair unbearable. The living dead. Disastrous social results. Throwaway children. Invisible children. Cast aside. Thrown away. Terrible human waste. To know, to see that torture, to ignore it, to don't get involved. What an ugly disgrace. Illegitimate parents, casual adulterous sex, unwanted babies, hate-filled relationships, an endless cycle of unwanted pregnancies, abandoned children, cast adrift, no guidance, no stable homes, some growing up as savages, predators, serial killers, grown. The only coin a child has. A child has to survive any way that it can, that it's open to them. Angry, rebellious children, drugs, alcohol, crime, learning every sin. Babies growing into wolves, human wolves. They adapt. You eat or you will be eaten. Is that the way it is for kids? A lot of kids now without mentors. I'm telling you, everybody has talents. Everybody needs a mentor. Be a mentor to somebody. I've been a mentor to thousands. Okay? Can't you? Can't you help a kid that might be having a hard time? Saying, hey, how you doing? Can I help you? That's what we need to do as Americans. We got to stick together. We can't just divide each other. That's Satan. And that's what that is. Saul Alinsky, he dedicated his life to Satan. Whenever there's violence or people breaking windows or throwing alcohol and urine on people and lighting fires, that's Satan. They're choosing Satan. And we got to stop it, fellow Americans. We're Americans together, together. There's only one race, the human race. And you got to help me. Those kids out there that are hurting now, find them. Be a mentor. Stand up. Mentor just one. Please just mentor one neighbor that needs help. That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you in the name of the Society of Living Poets. Why? Because my ancestors have told me to do that. And so have yours. If you'll just listen. Okay? God bless us, everyone. Thank you for listening. And hey, get busy. Write. I mean, you got to write, don't you think? You got to do it. You got to show us that your talent came from God, because it did. Write about your talent. Okay, America has talent. Boy, do we ever. So does everybody else in this world. Maybe we should help each other in this whole world. Okay? Brenda Kay, done. I had to call my videographer. She's great. She's great, I'm telling you. She's my daughter, and I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for her. She's my sunshine.
You done?
Ah,
You done?
yeah, man,
Okay.
we're good.
Okay.